Over the past few days, there have been some spicy conversations about localizers on social media, and primarily localizers melting down over the fact that they are slowly but surely being replaced by AI. But now another new thread is blowing up from a Bloomberg journalist who is defending localizers and their decisions to make creative changes to the products they're working on. I have a few different things that I want to show off, but before we get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, follow me on social media, and consider supporting through Patreon or through YouTube memberships. Now, this is an individual who says that they are a columnist with Bloomberg's opinion, and this is absolutely funny to me because, of course, days and days ago, when localizers started to melt down over the fact that they were being replaced with AI, we knew that this would happen, that some kind of journalist or website would come to their defense. And of course, we figured it would be the Kotakus, the gamers, but now we're actually seeing this thread blow up, not for positive reasons. There are people absolutely destroying localizers and those defending them in this thread, but Reedy here said, very glad I don't work in Japanese gaming anymore because this AI slash localization debate that is happening on this platform is bonkers. Yeah, you know why it's bonkers? Because we shouldn't have to talk about it. We should not have to worry about localizers who are really activists shoving their own political opinions into the content they are working on. We shouldn't have to worry about buying a product and then finding out days or weeks or months later that they actually added specific lines into it that were not, reminiscent of the original Japanese creators' work. They decided to add in something like, all property is theft, kid. That's the problem, is that people should not have to buy a product, but also at the same time be worried that it is not faithfully translated, and that's all that people really want. But of course, this has kind of blown up. There's a lot of people roasting this individual, saying things like, I'm on the side of localization, not changing the messaging of the original authors. This is all that you want. This is all that I want. This is all that most people want. I completely understand that not everything is going to be an exact one-to-one. It's like with live action anime adaptations, right? I don't expect everything to be an exact one-to-one, but I expect them to at least be relatively close and it still be in the same spirit of the, original creator's intent, which unfortunately has not been happening with localization a lot over the years. Would you like your articles translated in a way to placate some softies overseas? And of course, he answers, no, that's not what people would want. He also tries to say that my articles are not translated like that into Japanese because if they were, they would be unbearable. But at the same time, again, people are not expecting every single thing to be a one-to-one. But what we do, expect is for there to not be, westernized references added into the dialogue, like terms like yeeted, terms like big brother, just cringe-worthy additions that add absolutely nothing to the content that we all want to consume. There is a reason why so many people have started to support, anime and manga and just Japanese created products instead of Western created products because, well, just better content, better quality in a lot of our opinions. People are also saying we just want a good translation. Normally, I would be in full support of saving jobs, but localizers tend to not only mess with the script for their own personal reasons, but also just generally behave obnoxiously with weirdly inflated egos on Twitter. So I'm on Team AI. I've said this in all of my localizer videos recently. I don't want AI to replace human beings, right? I would typically be on the side of having a human being, getting paid to make high quality work, but localizers have made it extremely hard for me to want to support them because so many of them do have these massive egos. They are not trying their very best to give people the product that they deserve. They are making all of these changes, taking these creative liberties because they think it's going to be, better in the long run, which isn't true. And then there was another mini thread in this where somebody said, I get that localization needs to ensure that the foreign consumer can understand it, but too often recently, messaging being changed or foreign market relevant jokes have been added to the subtitles or dubs. That is where the problem is, and this is exactly it, which this Bloomberg activist decides to kind of ignore. But then somebody named Mad Sanchez 09 responded with, I've had to take matters into my own hands with some pretty sexist jokes, not even coming from villains or characters already set up as terrible, and I don't regret it. So this person is saying that they are a localizer. In their Twitter/X bio, they say X Capcom, X Nintendo, but they also do not have any links to their work. They do not have any proof that they worked at these companies. So I cannot sit here and say that this person is actually someone who has done localization or not. They're claiming they are, though. They also said, and a lot of text is written by 50-year-old men, and you get some dust in there. It helps no one to keep it. And then somebody said, that's not your job, though. You're not the author. And then they said, that's quite literally the job. The majority of the audience doesn't enjoy sexist jokes, and you can see how this one little tweet is being taken because they are getting absolutely ratioed. And if they are really a localizer and someone who has worked with Nintendo or Capcom, they are highlighting exactly what this whole thread is about. Why people are so upset about localizers. They are admitting, if this is true, if we are to believe them, that they have edited things that they have found to be offensive before. This is what people do not want. You might think it's a sexist joke. I might not think that it's a sexist joke. And to claim that the majority of the audience doesn't enjoy sexist jokes is absurd, because what proof do you have? What proof do you have that you worked on this certain game and you had, some kind of research done that proves, 98% of our audience hated this joke? That's just not the case. What you are doing is you are hyper focusing on the audience of sensitive snowflakes who would not enjoy this type of humor or these types of quips, and you're saying that they represent the majority when realistically they represent the minority. They are not in the majority, and to claim that is the truth just because you're saying so is absurd, and they are getting destroyed. This individual, Zach, said that's not your job. Again, your job is to translate the jokes and messaging of the original author in a way for the joke and messaging to the author to be understood to a foreign audience. This is exactly what being a localizer is about. But instead, they just say, oh, you're one of those people who want original work to be respected. Yes, everybody that is absolutely destroying you, Labor/Mad Sanchez, these are the people who do want that. We are some of those. We do want people to work on products and to not absolutely butcher them because you think something might be offensive, because you think it doesn't add anything to the product. This thread is hilarious because it just shows that there are so many activists who are willing to stick their necks out for these localizers while completely missing why people are upset with localizers and why the term localizers has become such an icky word now, why there are people who hear the term localizer and instantly get worried, why people have to research games and just products in general before they buy them, because yes, unfortunately, localizers have butchered products time and time again. It will be interesting to see if anything else really happens with this specific localizer topic / the AI woke localization debate, because it's been going on for quite a while at this point. Only time will tell, but I definitely don't think this is going to be the last time I have to talk about localizers, because they are always doing whatever they feel like. Basically, that's the major issue with them, and they are always taking creative liberties. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this, make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.